You won't survive for long out there. There's room for you in our group if you want.
Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for coming by again, or for the first time if this is your first time. If it is your first time, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment down below. If it's not your first time, hit the like, comment down below. We are officially one away from the finale. I am sad and excited and a lot of different feelings. Let's get started. For those of you who have not seen the episode, this is your first and only official spoiler warning. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff from the episode, so if you haven't seen it, go watch it and then come on back and we'll talk about it, alright? So let's get right into it. This one picks up not after last week, but after the week before. Joel gets wounded in a fight with a guy from a local group. Ellie drags him away into a house into safety and has been tending to him ever since. It's probably been a week or two. I'm assuming they're very hungry, or at least Ellie is. She's had to go out and hunt. I'm not quite sure if she's been very successful, because in the episode we see her basically eating on scraps, or looks like pieces of old bread, foam out of an old sofa. So she decides it's time to go get some real food. So we see her venture out, take his rifle. She actually bags herself a deer, and she runs into David and his right-hand guy, which I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't remember his name now. She ends up making a deal in exchange for half of the deer, give her some penicillin to treat Joel with. David's guy is away getting the medicine. David has a chance to talk with Ellie, and this is the first time you get to see David trying to sink his claws into her. He already knows who she is. She doesn't know that. She sort of gets the idea later on in the episode. There's something much darker going on with David. The actor that plays him does a fantastic job throughout the episode, creating a narcissistic, menacing atmosphere. You can tell that he's the kind of person that used the apocalypse, as he says, turn to God, but you can tell he uses opportunity to manipulate people's minds into following him, into becoming a cult leader. His people are starving. He resorted to cannibalism. He's eating stragglers, even his own people that have died. You can see at one point that they're actually eating the member that Joel killed. Getting ahead of myself. Ellie trades for this medicine. She does get a chance to treat Joel, but before she has a chance to do much else, the next morning, these men are coming after them. They're trying to find out the house they're in. So she leaves Joel with a knife and tries to lead them away, and she gets blown off her horse. I mean, face dives into the snow. So far, this episode has done a very good job in making Ellie look vulnerable, feel isolated, especially without Joel. She has to take care of herself, take care of him, and you can see, even without Joel doing much of anything in this episode, the bond that is still growing and has finally really come full circle and, connecting the two of them. Also, in this episode, it's nice that you don't necessarily see the same tropes you would see in a lot of other mediums like Star Wars or other places where you see a woman or a female in a position to have to save herself, but she also is all of a sudden very good at all skills without being taught or learning or honing her skills on her own. At some point, she very much claws and scrapes and fights for her survival. And when she is captured, she does not lose the fire that made Ellie. I mean, she talks back. She will manipulate right back at David. I mean, they have very, very good dialogue together. When you expect Joel to come and save the day, and he doesn't come bursting through the doors like you think that he would. You get to see just the killer instinct that Ellie has inside of her. You get to see the animal and the savagery that this girl is capable of. And I really feel like we needed to see that, because up until this point, she was baggage to the viewer for Joel. And for the first time, you see that these two are really on equal levels. She loves the violence. She loves when Joel gets violent for her. And now she knows that she's capable of the same thing. At the same time, it's a little bit sad to see a 14-year-old girl snap and lose what little innocence that she had in this apocalypse. So I guess we'll see if she can recover, if the old Ellie can come back, if she can still be the same person. I have one small little gripe with this, but when she has the fight with David and she throws the flaming embering stick and it starts to set the house on, or the building on fire, he sort of just looks at it like he's ready for everything that he's built to go up in smoke. He's ready to die that day. And up until that point, you wouldn't have thought that about his character. Although he does die a very justified death, because you know that he had some terrible intentions for Ellie, and not only did he want to eat her at some point, but he wanted to be with her, build a community with the two of them. Yeah, that's gross, bro. You need Jesus. Oh wait, Anyway, so when she comes bursting out of that and Joel grabs her and she's still in that survival mode, and then when she sees him and she brings herself to embrace him, and she knows at that point that she does feel home. In the moment that Joel calls her that word, baby girl, the word that he hasn't said in probably 20 years, where he finally accepts her as his own. Now they have a real connection. They feel like home to each other, a safe place in this apocalypse. A lot of us don't get to find that in the real world. This episode had everything. The emotional weight was still able to be carried, even though one of the biggest actors in it was laid up most of the episode, and it was carried by a very young actress. Probably become one of my favorites, if not my favorite of the whole season. I gotta give this episode probably about a 9 out of 10. So we'll see if the finale can keep up the pace. Again, next week, come back right after the episode or the day after. Because of work, my upload schedule is usually about the day after the episode comes out. But again, thank you for coming by, listening to me ramble about it. Hit the like, subscribe, comment below if you like this new format. I know we keep changing things around. We're going to see what you guys like. If you have any suggestions, again, drop them down below. You're more than welcome. I also have my Mandalorian episode 2 review coming out probably Thursday. I also have some other things in the works. You guys are into cars, gaming. I'm always releasing gaming videos. We do have a brand that me and a friend of mine have founded called Cars Not Crack. If you're interested in cars and car culture, I have one coming up for you guys. But again, thank you so much for coming by. Everything, all the interaction is very much appreciated. Till the next time, take care of each other.